You wake up and they're the first name that crosses your mind. You reach for your phone hoping to see their message, but knowing it won't be there. You go to bed and somehow their face appears behind your closed eyes. You try to distract yourself, work, music, friends, anything, but they return again and again like a song you can't stop humming. And you start asking yourself the question that keeps you awake at 3 in the morning. Why can't I stop thinking about them? Is this love? Is this just attachment? Or is this something deeper, something your logical mind will never be able to explain? Let me tell you something that will change everything you thought you knew about human connection. When it becomes your habit to think about someone, when your mind, heart, and soul constantly revolve around them, 3 invisible things begin happening to that person too. Even if they're 1,000 miles away, even if you haven't spoken in months, even if they pretend they've moved on and forgotten you completely, energy doesn't lie. And in this universe, thoughts are energy. First, your thoughts start reaching their subconscious mind like whispers in a quiet room. You create what energy psychology calls a vibrational link, an invisible thread connecting your consciousness directly to theirs. You might not text them, but your heart sends signals. You might not call them, but your energy speaks in a language deeper than words. Have you ever noticed something strange? You think about them intensely for 3 days straight, and suddenly out of nowhere, they view your social media story. Or they send you a message after weeks of complete silence, saying, "I don't know why, but I felt like reaching out." Or you hear their name in a random conversation, see it on a street sign, in a song that plays at the exact moment you were remembering them. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. Every thought you have generates an electrical impulse in your brain. These impulses create electromagnetic frequencies that radiate outward like ripples, spreading across still water. And when you think of someone with intense emotion, with love or longing or even pain, you generate a frequency so powerful it doesn't just disappear. It travels. And because their energy field once interacted deeply with yours through intimacy, through conversations, through shared moments, their subconscious mind remains tuned to your frequency, like a radio that never quite forgets its favorite station. Neuroscience confirms our subconscious processes 11 million bits of information per second, while our conscious mind barely handles 40. Your subconscious is constantly scanning for signals your logical mind never notices. When someone thinks of you with genuine deep emotion, your subconscious picks up that transmission. You suddenly feel restless and don't know why. A wave of unexplained sadness washes over you. A warmth spreads across your chest. An overwhelming urge to call someone you haven't thought about in months. Jennifer hadn't spoken to Marcus in 2 years after a devastating breakup that left them both broken. One October night, she couldn't sleep. His face kept flooding her mind. At 2:47 a.m., she finally gave in and sent him a message. Just 3 words. "Are you okay?" He responded in 30 seconds. "I've been thinking about you all week. I almost called you tonight." Second, their energy field begins to mirror yours like 2 hearts beating in the same rhythm. Every human body generates an electromagnetic field that scientists can measure up to 15 feet away. They call it the biofield. Spiritual traditions call it your aura. Whatever name you choose, this field carries everything. Your emotional state, your intentions, your dominant thoughts, your pain, your love. When you habitually think about someone, especially someone you've shared soul-deep experiences with, your energy field begins to synchronize with theirs. It's a physics principle called entrainment. 2 pendulum clocks placed in the same room will eventually swing in perfect unison. 2 heartbeats monitored side by side will begin to match rhythm. The same phenomenon happens with human energy. You think of them at 2 in the morning feeling desperately lonely, and they wake up with inexplicable restlessness. You remember a beautiful moment you shared and feel sudden peace, and across the city they experience unexpected comfort without understanding why. You're not just thinking, you're broadcasting, and they're receiving every single transmission. But here's the truth most people never realize about this energetic mirror. It amplifies whatever you send and returns it to both of you multiplied. When your thoughts are peaceful, when you think of them with genuine love and wish them well even from a distance, you create a healing frequency that uplifts both souls. They might suddenly feel lighter, more focused, strangely happier. They won't know why, but somewhere deep inside, they'll feel like someone just sent them a blessing. But when your thoughts are desperate, obsessive, angry, resentful, when you replay arguments in your mind or imagine confrontations or hold on to bitterness, you create chaos in both energy fields. They'll feel confused, drained, emotionally unstable for no reason they can name. And you'll feel worse because negative energy loops back to its sender with compound interest, like a boomerang that gains speed. This is why your intuition sometimes whispers let go. Not because they don't matter, not because the love wasn't real, but because love must flow freely or it becomes poison. Third, and this is the most mysterious truth, destiny itself begins to rearrange circumstances between you. When you consistently think about someone with deep, authentic emotion, the universe starts orchestrating synchronicities. It begins small. Their name on a license plate you pass, a song you both loved playing in a coffee shop, a mutual friend casually mentioning them. Then it grows. You randomly run into them at a restaurant in a city neither of you lives in. You receive a message from them on the anniversary of the day you met. You have a dream where they speak to you with such clarity. You wake up knowing it was more than just your imagination creating stories. Quantum physics suggests our focused attention influences reality at subatomic levels. When you pour mental and emotional energy into thinking about someone repeatedly, you create what researchers call an intention field, an energetic gravitational pull that bends probability itself. It increases the mathematical likelihood of circumstances that bring you back into contact. But understand this critical truth. The universe doesn't orchestrate reunions to repeat the same old story. So what do you do when someone lives in your mind? First, stop fighting it because resistance only makes thoughts stronger. Instead, transform the energy consciously. Every single time their face appears in your mind, instead of falling into sadness or desperate longing, pause, take one deep breath, and say these words silently but with complete intention. I send you peace wherever you are. I send you love without condition or expectation. I honor everything we shared and everything it taught me. I release you to your highest path as I continue walking mine. This isn't about pretending you don't care. This isn't about forgetting them or erasing what you felt. This is about transforming attachment into blessing. Attachment says, I need you here to feel whole. Blessing says, I celebrate your existence, whether you're in my life or not. When you practice this consistently, something miraculous begins to happen. The obsessive quality dissolves. The heavy weight in your chest lightens. You start remembering them with warm gratitude instead of aching pain. And so often they feel this shift too. Let me tell you what nobody talks about. There's actually a fourth thing that happens. When you finally release someone with pure love, when you stop trying to control the outcome and simply bless their journey, the universe makes a decision. Either it brings them back to you transformed for a new chapter built on growth and understanding, or it guides you both toward your separate destinies and fills that empty space in your heart with something even more aligned with your soul's purpose. But here's what I need you to understand. The person you can't stop thinking about? They feel you, maybe not consciously, maybe they'd never admit it, but somewhere in the quiet moments between sleep and waking, in the seconds before they fully wake up, in the pause between heartbeats, they feel you thinking of them. Your energy reaches them like invisible light. So think carefully, think lovingly, and when you're ready, release them with grace, because the most powerful form of love isn't holding on tight. It's knowing when to open your hands and trust the universe. What's meant for you will never pass you by.